When I send an email from my actual real inbox, I always have this tailored signature on my emails and try to make it look as professional and presentable as possible. But if I'm trying to use an automation email to send one-off recurring notifications to different people that I don't want to use through a mailing service like ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, or ConvertKit, then I can have emails just look like this and just be a jumbled mess and no signature attached to it as well. So how can we get from an unprofessional, uncontrolled email to something that's more tailored and looking more professional? Well, if you have been asking yourself that, you've come to the right place. Let's get to it. Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Eric with SolveCycle Solutions. I'm a no-code and automation specialist, and my job is to help save you time from doing the small repetitive tasks that you may hate or just drain your energy so that you can focus on working on what you love instead. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to format information inside of Make.com when you're sending off specific one-off emails that can be automated. So if you want to build along with me in this video or work on a similar format, be sure to click the link in the description. There is an affiliate link to Make.com. If you sign up with Make through that affiliate link, it kicks back a little bit of cash my way and helps me keep the lights on. And also, if you're interested, I am still offering free 30-minute consultations. So if you need some help getting this system set up or want to figure out what time you can save in 30 minutes, then be sure to click the other link in the description of this video and you can book a call with me as early as the next day. Now that we have that housekeeping out of the way, let's hop in my screen where currently I am in my own CRM inside of SmartSuite. This is an example that I'm just using here. But what I have normally is set up as a full name, getting the status of where they are in terms of whether they're a client, a lead, a reference in my network, and I have some additional custom fields that I may use as well. Now, what I do when I have somebody that I've just connected with, usually through an actual in-person networking event, is that I collect their information and then I create a contact form here. So in this case, I'm just going to put some general information here for a fake person. I'm going to put Michael, and I'm going to put in my test email account. I'm going to put Tesco as the company name, and we'll put owner, say, I like to have this initial message because what I will do with an automation through this email is that I will have a pretty standard email template that I use, but I like to customize it a little bit so that I do have the ability to reference something that we may have talked about at a networking event, and I want to try and show the person that I'm talking with, even though that, yes, a lot of the information I'm sharing with potential clients is the same information, I do want to make sure that they know that I was listening and I remember them. So in this case, I'm going to say it was great learning that you do poetry slams. Let me know when your next event is. So you can customize this however you want. I am also going to set this as a review contact for now, just as a holding point. But then also you may notice that I have an offer 60-minute consultation, which I'm going to click yes, and this is going to be a special offer for anybody watching at this point in the video. I'm not putting up a banner or anything, but if you do want to get this free 60-minute consultation instead of a 30-minute consultation, feel free to message me in the comments of this video and I will get your information and we can get that set up for you instead. So now that we have this person set up in my database, I want to, instead of having to go into my own email account and write the message out to them, I want to just be able to change the status or press a button and send them an email saying, hey, it was great meeting you at this event, and here's a link to a free consultation if you want to learn more about how you can save time with no code. So what I can do here is I have inside my automations, I'm going to be sending a Mailhook to make.com because I can use SmartSuite to send emails as well. But like I showed at the beginning of this video, a lot of the emails that I've been sending out as tests to myself, I don't have the ability to add my signature, and I don't have as much control over what is showing up inside of a person's inbox in terms of what my title is and what that email may appear like. So I do use make.com for that process because I do have a little more control over how I'm setting this information up. It does require just the slightest bit of HTTP coding to understand how to format this properly, but it will make things easier in terms of just having a more professional look to your audience if you are trying to send emails out to public-facing entities or potential clients. If this were internal, I may not be as concerned about it, but in this case, this is what I want. So I can send an email from Make to the Mailhook, and really the only thing that I need is the full name here, which is the title of the specific record that I'm looking for. And I have put all this information in here because when I set this up, I wanted to have that reference as I was working inside of Make. You won't be using this in the actual final email that is sent, but if it helps you having that information here, this is a great resource to have. So you can get this set up on your own, and then once this is created and you've added all the specific customizations you want, you can create the webhook inside of Make for the Mailhook, and then we're going to use that title inside of the email subject headline, and we're going to use that to search for the specific record that we are trying to create an email for from SmartSuite. So I'm going to leave this as is. Like I said, you can just map the specific email subject line here and leave it at that. Clicking on the send email, I'm going to be able to map the specific information that I want. I can map the email from the user that I want to send this to. I can update the subject line, and I am putting this as trying to say, hey, it was great meeting you at the event that we were at when I connected with them. Let's connect further. Now, content type, you could do a plain text, but what I actually do here is do the HTML because I want to be able to include my signature. I can't do that, and unfortunately, sending things through automations inside of Gmail does not add your signature or any additional special formatting you may use in your work email. Inside of this email, you'll see that this actually looks more jumbled on the inside, but when this is sent out, it's going to look nicer on the outside. And again, we'll have clean line breaks and everything is going to be mapped as intended. So if you are writing an email and having to do it in an HTML format, you will see that there's a lot of these brackets that have BR in them. Those are basically line breaks that you will use, and you'll see at the end how this works. But I'm mapping the specific information that I want from that automation email example that I showed you inside of SmartSuite. The only other thing here that this is a little tricky is that if you want to have a hyperlink on a specific line of text, so I have this Google Calendar link set up to hyperlink on this, a free 60-minute consultation. You have to insert this with an open bracket A and then space for href equals, and then you insert the specific URL that you want and put a close bracket there. But then the other thing that you need to do is insert the specific text that you want to hyperlink to, and then add this bracket with a /A in the middle. That will put the hyperlink over the text, and that's really the only way to do that with this HTML formatting. Now, in terms of getting your signature in here, you can see that this is what my signature looks like, and it is a massive line of code. But don't worry, this is not something you have to manually type out yourself. All you need to do is need to pull out the Gmail or whatever your email address module is, and you're going to just need to click Watch Emails. So normally you would need to run a test you can make it to yourself, to a test email or your own personal email if you want. The main thing is you need to make sure that your signature is in the bottom of that email, and you will need to use this Watch Email function here. I have to set specific information, so I am not sharing client data. So I have some very weirder queries and stipulations, but you should be able to extract this from any email in your sent folder, so long as it's an actual email and not something like a Google Calendar invite share or something like that. So once you've gathered that information, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the test email that I sent myself earlier, which was subject outreach example. So you'll see here this long list of data. We have attachment, headers, sender, recipient, etc. We want to look towards the bottom where it says HTML content, which is listed as a long string. And you're going to open that and see there is a lot of information here. So the most important thing is that you want to look at where does this information end. So I'm looking at this outreach example that I sent. So really, I just need to look for what is after the last word in the email, Eric. So if I try and look through this, you'll see that there's a lot of information here that really is hard to read, but I can see here briefly it says, hey, are you me? And the lame joke that I was giving earlier. So in this case, what we're going to do, you can go ahead and click on this, highlight this BR bracket, because that's just going to be an indent on the new line. And then I'm going to highlight this entire process here, or this entire section, excuse me, and I'm going to copy that. And then basically what we need to do is, when you're creating an email, I was using this as a test one earlier, so let me just connect this and I can show you based off of a broken email that I set up initially. I'm going to just hit this return and paste that information in here. And you'll see, again, there's a lot of information here that you won't need, but you'll paste that there. And again, be sure to, at the end of each paragraph line that you want to add this BR, or also including any spaces you may wish to include. So here I'm going to put BR and BR again, and this is just going to be a very basic example here. So I'm not really an HTML coder, but like I said, this was something I was able to figure out and be able to map and extract that data pretty quickly. So all I need to do is hit OK here, and then that's pretty much ready to go. If I wanted to run this model, it's going to ask for info, so I'll put Michael, Poetry Slam, and say it was great meeting you. And I can just leave it at that, and I can run that test. I don't need the Gmail module anymore, so I can go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to hop back into my test Gmail real quick. What a better example to show is that, because I've sent the exact same email that I initially sent as a bad example at the beginning of this video, and you'll see here that this is what I had initially, and you can see there's some information missing, but I was able to at least add this signature and then this sign off here. So having these little touches and knowing just the little HTML that I just showed you can really help make your email go from not professional looking to professional looking pretty quickly. So one last thing before I go, I want to again emphasize the reason I'm using the email module that's native to Make instead of using the Gmail module is that I can customize the reply to name that shows up in people's inboxes with the email module, and I can't do that with Gmail. And what do I mean by this? Let's go back to that bad example email that I sent. This one. You see how my name is just showing up as my email address. It's not showing my first or last name. It's not even showing my company. And sure, some people might say that having that email there is fine, but I think having my name show up fully and not just my email lends a little more legitimacy. And I may be wrong on this, but I think it's more that people will remember my full name, but if they just see my email, they're more likely to consider that spam. And when I format my actual name here, you can see that it's a little bit different. And again, these are all some smaller changes to make my email look more professional as I'm trying to automate this. And again, I don't want to have to worry about this in the future, so I just have to set this one time and it's all set. So to do this, you're going to open up the email module inside of Make. I'm going to scroll down to the very bottom here, and you'll see that I tried a lot of different options to see what works. I have this Eric Harkness - Solve Cycle Solutions, but really in this case, all you need to do is have the reply to set. That is what is showing up here, at least in Gmail. You may still want to make sure that you have this from here and make sure you're including the quotation marks here, because this is more where I don't know how this is formatted in different inboxes. So Outlook may take more priority with this from, or Yahoo may want to look at the sender or the in reply to. So I find it's better just to have that information set up properly in both of these, and then you can hit OK, and you're all set there. So I hope you got a lot of value from learning how to format emails inside of Make.com. If you have questions about using this or trying to format very specific emails inside of Make.com, feel free to send me an email or book a free 30-minute consultation with the link in the description of this video. But in the meantime, that's all I have to say on this topic. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.